Alright, so we are back. I'm feeling very soupy today. So I made this last year. It's called Zuppa Toscana. It's normally a soup that you can get at Olive Garden. Obviously, I can't eat the one at Olive Garden anymore. So I'm gonna try to make it for the first time. Gluten-free with ingredients that I got at Aldi's and oh, it's Aldi, not Aldi's. Why do people say that? I always put an S on Aldi's instead of Aldi, but either way, from that store and a few items from Walmart because that's what I have close by, and then of course some items that I still have just like in my kitchen that I keep. Outside of that, I'm hoping this turns out well because I really have missed the soup, and I'm really hoping it's good. Okay, so fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But you guys are gonna come along with me while I make this, and yeah, I think our first step is a lot of chopping, lots of chopping. So now it's time for me to chop all the stuff. So far, I've done the potatoes. As you can see, I'm catching up on a little scanful while I can. And in the meantime, I'm gonna chop all this up and hope that all of this can be done, and that I will eat at some point tonight. That is the hope. But once I get all this in a pot, I am gonna shower and let it simmer and hope for the best because this is crazy. I've never seen an onion this big. Like it's pretty deep, you know?
Yes, that's good. Kelly's speaking with her and the most senior house. Your meeting scheduled with the Congressional Progressive Caucus this week. Cancel it. That's too many cooks in the kitchen. It should just be you, the speaker, and the minority whip. That's it.
All right. I'll show us set it up right now.
And have David Rose and call the governor for maybe just one maybe he wants to be investigated.
Okay, hey. I might not have peeled this all the way. Okay. Oh, that's over there. It's gonna be a bad job. It's gonna be a bad job. I can already tell. I got these knives for like $2 at home when I first moved here. When I moved, I needed to get like all new everything because when you're diagnosed with celiac, you can do cross-contamination, and wheat can be left in like cutting boards, dishes, pans. So I was like, okay, I got everything new. And so I just went at home and I was like, okay, this isn't bad quality for the price. I'm gonna stick with this for now until I guess. I mean, it's a better materials, like supplies and stuff, but it's a lot of onions. Look.
Well, trust the verified, we verified.
Destroying the court, which began decades of sanctions against the Billy Station in exchange for regulations on its nuclear program. I don't trust them.
I don't either, which is why we verified.
I'm trusting you, trust them.
Negotiators who have been working here all week have said there's a few final details to iron out. If true, Presidents Grant and Rosani would sign their names to the biggest push for peace since the toppling of the Berlin Wall.
Okay, so I have this. Put this to the side. I was laying. I'm surprised I'm not crying. Like, why would I start crying?
Very different situation. Anyone foresee hurts, never going to happen.
Now I'm gonna put up some celery.
It just did.
I'm always happy for a chance to see this book.
Celiac helped you a lot of these.
شما میگین که در گذشته بودیم یاد شما کمک کردیم.
The minister is exaggerating. Once or twice, maybe 3 times at the most. آقای وزیر مبالغه میکنه. یک تا دو بار حد اکثر 3 بار.
به کشور هم به خانواده‌ام کمک کردم. اگه که خانواده ستیزجویی دارم، شاید ترجیح بدم بیشتر به کشور.
She's helped both my family and my country, but given how connected my family is, I think she'd rather just help my country.
That is not true. Okay, maybe they That sounds exactly like how we do things over here. The president gets all the credit while we do all the work.
دقیقاً همینطوری است که اینجا کارها انجام میشه. در حالی که ما کارها رو انجام میدیم، آقای رئیس جمهور همه فایل رو میگیرن.
Kill me now. Do not translate that.
شاید بازی ورزشی زیاد نشون خیلی.
There's nothing better than watching game live.
I agree. We move back to Wimbledon this season.
Does it?
The ladies' room is on the hall to the left.
Go there, compress it for two.
Check it out.
متأسفانه چند نتونستم برم.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to Wimbledon this year, but thank you.
Excuse me.
سرتون شلوغ بود.
بله، من کارزارانش عروسی می‌کرد. بعد خانم به من گفتش که به تاریخ روزی دخالت نکنم.
My niece was getting married, but my wife said that I couldn't ask her to reschedule. Would like to be fair. Can you help me?
I'm sure your niece was very happy you were there.
اول از بودم شده خوشحال بودم.
Would you like to meet the chef before dessert comes?
قبل از دسر بشین آشپز اش بشین.
He grew up in the same province you did.
شهر شما بزرگ شدن.
I know he was very proud to serve you.
خانواده ما دست‌ها تو گلان درخت زیتون.
The talking about his family solid number one.
I know. Your 30 seconds go.
I wish to protect the United States.
On what grounds?
Human rights violations in the country is possible.
Are you personally persecuted? No. I'm sorry, but there's nothing the United States can do.
That information. Our nuclear facility country knows nothing about. I can give you the location, but only if you offer me a sign.
What kind of information does he say he has?
A location of a facility we don't know about. I felt like he was telling the truth.
We used to get this all the time from the Soviets. Some guy touches down in the land of blue jeans and mini skirts and immediately starts trying to feed us a bunch of nonsense. So we have to go
He
home.
didn't look smitten. He looked scared.
Hours away from that word. The president historic scandal plans of doves flying, angels singing, reset button up in a corridor on the verge of restoring Mundar as an ally in a region where we have none. The deal's done. Let's not blow this up.
No one's saying that we blow it up, just that we find out who Naveed is and what he might know. What do we know about now?
But he looks scared. I don't want the White House. Exactly, so it's crazy.
That's why my people should do it. I'm not mad if he has any intelligence high level to remember. We handle it quickly and discreetly.
We send the court tomorrow. If there's anything, find it before then. So there's something else that we should probably discuss. What's that? Rome? What about? I just get into the see how he managed to escape. He run through the CIA. Homeland Security. I told you that wouldn't be necessary. It's being handled. Handled by whom? Mayonnaise. Anything else, sir?
Okay, so, oh, that took way too long. Everything is chopped that needs to be chopped. And now everything's done, so now to the pot. Alright, we're gonna start by putting this in here, browning it. I'm gonna add some more seasoning because technically this is like a breakfast sausage. So it does have like a little bit of more sugar in it. And obviously I want it to be a savory soup. But the great thing about it is if you can see, hold on, let me get it to focus. Gluten-free. We love that. That's what we want. So let's get this browned. I'm gonna brown this, and this is the seasoning that I'm using. It is also gluten-free, which we love. Do that for right now. So now that it's browned, I'm just going to remove it and just put it on a separate dish so I can do the next step. And it crumbled out pretty well for it to be like turkey sausage. It's pretty good. But yeah, so that's the next step we're going to do. I'm going to put this butter in here. Just to add a little bit more oil, because with the turkey it wasn't as oily as the recipe says it like I need for it. So I'm gonna melt down some butter. I think these other scraps are fine that's in here. It's not a whole lot left, so I'm gonna do that.
It isn't a soda factory. They just want us to think that hot hack the power grid and the amount of electricity they're using. That building is massive. You could literally buy the whole world of Coke if you were actually making soda. What is it then?
I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because I don't want my burger to burn. Also with that, we're gonna go ahead and add the celery and onions, so those can start to saute. Woo. Mix it. I want these to become translucent.
They're hiding something. Do not let kids sign that deal. I can't. You can. You'll have to. Trust me, Abby. I need to get this. You can do this. Do it. Now.
Now, recipe after these become translucent, it does call for some flour. And so this is the flour that I'm going to use, that it's gluten-free. I'll just use a little bit to like coat this, so it's like basically acts as like a thickener with the butter, oil, and the drippings in a little bit. So a little ways to go. So after I coat it with this, we'll be back. So you're gonna end up with something like this. You want to make sure it doesn't like stick. You obviously don't want it to get like too brown, because then you're basically gonna end up with a roux, which you don't want. So now that it's looking at this level, I don't want this raw flour down here. So I'm gonna start slowly mixing in my chicken broth. Probably should open this. So we're gonna start slowly. I'm just gonna keep.
I see you got the news. Believe me, sir, I was as shocked as you were. Liz pulled her fair share of stunts. But this we aren't. Then if she's willing to help us find her father, put him back in prison. I'm sorry? I want her released. On some technicality, whatever it takes, I want the charges dropped and I want her out of there. What did she say? Help me understand, sir. Please.
She told me there were people trying to kill her father.
And you believed her? The hell's this?
Langley sent it over an hour ago. That soda factory in Bondar, the one Liv said to take a second look at. They're not cooling uranium in there, they're cooling servers. Massive Tianatu supercomputers they've been using to stage cyber attacks against Western targets.
Sir,
Her gut was right, Si. Her gut was right, and the translator saved all our asses. I'm giving him asylum, by the way. Least we can do.
so you think that just because she was right about that?
Who's to say she's not right about her father?
History and common sense. That's what.
Have her brought home to me as soon as she's released. And by home, I mean the residence, not her apartment. And you can go now, Si.
Sir, don't do this.
I said you can go.
For God's sakes, Fitz, he killed your son.
I forgave you, didn't I? Straight to the residence, Si. No exceptions.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna bring this up to a simmer. I just realized I had that other spoon here. My bad.
In 7 minutes, an MQ-1 Predator is going to blow that little soda factory of yours off the map. And there's nothing you can do to stop me.
After 2 years, 8 months, and 17 days of negotiations, the treaty that supposedly could never have been signed has finally been signed. Today, the White House announced an historic accord with the nation of Bandar.
Once this comes up to simmer, we'll start adding everything else. So I just added the potatoes and some white beans to this one. This recipe is a little different than what I've seen some other ones, so I'm hoping this is pretty good. But I'm gonna let this simmer, and then I'm gonna go ahead and actually add the meat back in here because it's pretty salty, so I kind of want it to mix amongst this. So when I go to like taste test it and figure out what other seasoning I need, I can know exactly what level of like salty are we getting.
I'm sure there are others. When they find out, they'll agree with me.
I have never brought a bill to the Senate floor without knowing how many votes I need to pass it, and this one is no exception. That's what makes me so good at my job. And you know what's going to make you good at your job? Voting yes on this thing.
So I'm gonna go ahead with that simmer.
Have ourselves a merry little Christmas.
That will be that. So this is what it's looking like after a while. So far so good, I think, you know. I'm trying to see, like, are the potatoes done? But they're pretty good. Yeah, the potatoes are a good tenderness, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit more seasoning to it. And add the heavy whipping cream to it as well. And let it keep simmering, and then we'll be done. We'll be done. So for the heavy whipping cream, this is the one I'm gonna use from Walmart. It's pretty cheap, but I'm gonna add some of that. Not the whole thing, just enough. Like, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then now you see it has that traditional like color that you're looking for as well. But I just want a little simmer. I probably should have cut up the kale now that I'm like looking at it. But then I didn't want it to be like a grainy, like choppy kind of texture. I want it to be like the full leaf. So I think maybe once it cooks down a little bit more, that'll get better. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I don't know. But what's it looking like? Almost spoon. Love to see it. Love to see it.